Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up and Win Morning Podcast, powered by CTR Media Network. This podcast is all about fueling your mindset with positivity, giving you tips to elevate your business, podcast, or TV show, or your life, and to inspire you to take actions daily. Each episode has powerful insight, actionable strategies, a quote, a Bible verse, and a call to action to help you achieve your level of success. So what are we going to talk about on today? Yes. We're going to piggyback off of yesterday's episode, which we was talking about unlocking your creativity, how to stay motivated and be innovative. Well, today we are going to talk about, with all that creativity unlocking, how you can stay relevant, keeping your skills, brand, and influence up to date in a world that is continuously changing every single day with this new innovation of AI and everything and so forth. So, you know how we do. Yes, how we do. What we want you to do before we jump right into this topic, we want you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment inside of the comment section, and who knows, we may shout you out live. Yes, because we love to engage with you. We love to engage with you. And for those of you who are listening to us for the first time, you can go ahead and download the CTR Media Network app so you can catch episodes from this show, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and so many other shows that are on CTR Media Network, because we're not the only show that is there. We have audio podcasts as well as video podcasts. Now, let's jump right into the topic, how you can stay relevant, keeping your skills, brand, and influence up to date. With the world changing so fast, if you're not growing, you're falling behind. And that's just sad but true. So staying relevant actually requires that you have a strategy behind it, not just working off by the seat of your pants. And you have to develop the skill of being adaptable. I know sometimes we get used to doing things the same way all the time, and we get very comfortable, especially if a process worked. But if that process is now being up to date, is now have new innovation, new things in the marketplace, and you supposed to be the expert, or you are the one who actually provide this type of service, and you need to make sure that you at least know something about it so that you can help the people who you're already in service to, or you need to hire someone that is an expert in that particular new area of your expertise. Okay. And so I personally encourage everyone who has their own business that you need to know every level of your business, every placement, meaning every job that you have for other people to do within your business. You need to be your first employee first. You need to be your first independent contractor first. You need to learn how to operate and maneuver, at least on the basic level, every piece of your business, every piece. All right. Even if you don't like it, just to have some knowledge of what's going on. You should never be in the dark in any aspect of your business, whether it's duties, whether it is financial. You should always check in. But anywho, so let me give you like 5 tips or strategies that you can use so that you can stay relevant after you unlock all this creativity. You can keep your skills up to date, and your brand and your influence consistently, evolve and grow over time. Number 1, you need to stay updated on the industry trends. So this will require that you read, you watch, and you learn from the best. Do the research. Who's the best in your niche market? Who stands out on what you do in the marketplace? You need to make sure that you learn from the best. I personally make sure that I'm not always the one that's in leadership. I am the one that's out for. I have people that coach and mentor me as well, because a leader has to recognize that we don't know everything. We have to constantly, expand our knowledge. We have to constantly learn, and we have to be coachable ourselves. Okay, so In your market, you need to make sure that you're learning from the best. Number two, you need to engage with younger generations. Now, this is something that I am working on more so now than I ever did before, because it's a new generation with the young people. They have a different form of communication than what I am used to with all this technology. The way that they feel and address things is totally different from my generation. And so I had to learn the language of the young entrepreneur. Okay. And I'm still learning it. Why is it so important that you keep younger people like in the midst of your business, working on payroll and or as an independent contractor? Why is that important? Because these young people, 9 times out of 10, they don't have to get on top of this new technology. They are already a part of it. A lot of them, they creating these platforms. And so that will be a great asset for you in your company, especially being middle age or above middle age. And you know that you're not really into technology like that. You're not going to really pay attention to that extent to technology. Young people, the younger generation has ingenuity dealing with this technology. It's like they come out the womb knowing how to work this stuff, all right? And they know how to place, use, and implement these strategies with this new technology, in my opinion, much better than someone who has to go learn how to do this stuff, right? And so making sure you have a younger generation always around you or in your environment, in your personal circle, your business circle, your life, it will help you bring new perspective and ideas. Okay, young people bring new perspective and ideas, and they also give you the perspective, a different way of doing things that you may not think about. Because I have younger people in their 20s working for me just for that particular reason, because if they see things that I don't see, they know what we need to do with marketing and media in a way that I or our older team members do not see, because this technology is a part of their generation. And sometimes we don't understand some of the stuff. Like, listen, break that thing down in layman terms. What are you talking about? What did you just say? And what is that emoji? What does that mean with all these little abbreviations you guys be using? So it's always good because they keep you in the know, keep you up to date on what's going on, trends, things in the media, all these different things that we need to do to stay relevant and up to date, to build our brand, to build our influence. We need to have the younger generation a part of whatever we're doing. Number 3, you need to keep evolving your skills and never stop learning. It doesn't matter how much you know, you always can know more. Okay? It does not matter. And you should never be a person that is content with the current knowledge, the current skills that you currently have. Because at some point, those skills that you currently have will be inefficient, because it's going to be something new, something innovative, something that is expansive that you're going to need to know. And you do not want to be operating in the modern world with out-of-date processes. So, number 4, you need to be active where people are. Now, we are all over social media. So when we go live, we're on Facebook, we on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, all at the same time, because we just don't stream to one platform at a time. We stream to multiple platforms at a time, right? But our company has so much more visibility on YouTube and Facebook. And then LinkedIn is really coming up to be our strong third place, right? And so you need to take time to understand your audience based upon the platform that you're on. Each platform is a little bit different on how people like to receive information. Some platforms are more conducive to short bursts of information. Some are a little bit long-winded. So like Facebook. Facebook is a place where you can really just talk, right? If you really want to have a long presentation, if you really want to go deep dive into a topic, Facebook is a place where you can do long, extensive posts and people will read them. Some will, some won't. But for the most part, people will take notice, right? YouTube is a place where you can do long videos, but you also need to do extra work where you need to cut it up and repurpose it to put it in short clips. TikTok is all short form content. So you need to understand the platform, and the best way to do it when you're creating content is after you create so much content, you go into your analytics and your data to see exactly what your audience is gravitating towards more. Is it the short form content? Is it the long form content? How long they're actually watching or listening to you? If they're listening all the way through, or they stop listening around about halfway through, all that are good indicators of how you can adjust your content based upon the platform in order to get the best result with reactions, engagement. And that's a whole different topic where I'll go into a little bit deeper a little bit later. But anyway, you got to be active on these platforms so that you need to use social media platforms. You need to network within these platforms because it does matter. You cannot run a business, a podcast, a TV show without making sure that because part of staying relevant, part of keeping your skills up, part of continuously building your brand and your influence, it involves people. So if you're just constantly doing things and putting things up and you're not really thinking about people, then you need to go back to the drawing board. Hey, Noel, welcome from Cameroon. All right. And so use social media platforms. I know I teach at a business school, and so many entrepreneurs, they want to spend all their time producing products and services and pricing lists and all this different stuff, but then they don't want to do social media. I'm like, wait, you don't have a choice in the matter. You have to do social media. If you are a business owner, if you are a podcast, TV host, if you have a nonprofit, you have to use social media. Yes, we do word of mouth. Yes, we go to events. We do all that stuff. But a big piece of building your brand and your influence along with your credibility is always providing a breadcrumb trail where people can go do their IR. What is that? Independent research on you. Think about when you're going to buy a service for someone or a product. What is it that, and you don't know anything about it? What do you normally do? You go Google that particular product, right? Or that service. And then you may look at it on Google, then you go over to YouTube and say, okay, now I want to know how this product or service works. Oh, I want to see what other people are saying. I need you to understand that is the exact same thing that people are doing for you. If you are a podcast or TV host, they're Googling you. They're doing research, seeing how your past interviews was, trying to determine if you guys will be a right fit to come on your show. Okay? They're doing the exact same thing for your nonprofit. They're looking it up. They're trying to find receipts to see if you are legitimate, if you are real, if you are a scam, if you are legitimate. They are looking you up. But if you are a business or profit, they're doing the exact same thing. Why? Is because people need verification. They need to have a calm and ease in a world that, sad to say, we have a lot of people who are doing things that are not right. And so when you're dealing with independent businesses, whether it's for-profit or nonprofit, whether it's a podcast or a TV show, people need verification. And if you are not providing that, it makes you look like you're not real. It makes you look like you're a scam when you're not a scam. You have to start using social media. You have to. You have to get out of your own way and start using social media. I don't know what's the hang up of so many entrepreneurs that really, I don't want to post on my personal page. I don't want to post on my business page. I don't want to do this because I don't want people that's following me feel like I'm selling all the time and this and that. Listen, that is a part of business. You think Nike feeling like that? You think Chick-fil-A feeling like that? You think Adidas feeling like that? You think Netflix thinking like that? You think... No. Starbucks, Walmart. They don't... They posting. They have their social media. So why don't you? Okay. We have George on live. George Montgomery. He said, good morning from Chicago. Welcome, 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 George. Noel says, wow, that's impressive. Yes. Noel says, greetings from Africa, Cameroon. Yes, 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 yes. And Ernestine Thomas said, this is great news that many can use. Amen. Yes. So, and the cool thing about it is that social media is free. Social media is free. I know different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they have these programs where you pay an additional like $14.99. If you want to have a verified account, whether you have to turn in all your information so they can make sure that you are real and legitimate, because anybody that have a blue check, they had to go through security in order to get it if you didn't already have it before the whole program started. But it also provides very extra securities for the person who actually invests in it, because they watch your account, make sure it's not hacked. They verify everything, making sure that you're a real legitimate person, a real legitimate business, all of that, right? And so when I see people with a blue check versus people who don't have it, I'll be like, okay, if I don't know a lot about the person, because I know a lot of legitimate businesses that do not have a blue check by their name, and they have social media and everything else. So, but if it's somebody random and I don't know them and they don't have anything, even social media, first thing I'm thinking like, ooh, wait a minute, what's going on here? I can't find no YouTube channel, no Instagram, no Facebook, no Twitter, no YouTube, no Threads, no Twitch. I mean, who are you? That's the first thing I'm thinking. I don't see no reviews. I don't see anything. That is a hard no for me. I don't care if we have a conversation and everything sounds absolutely amazing, right? You have to build up your social media presence. You have to build your social media presence. We have George. He said he's from Illinois. One of our podcasters is actually from Illinois. Anna L. Brothers, Sweet Blessings show. She actually over there. So check it out on ctrmedianetwork.com. So on this, I need you to make sure that if you do not have social media now, you need to start building it out. It's free. You don't have to invest in the blue check if you don't want to do it right now, but you do need to make your digital imprint so that people can do their IR on you, independent research, because people want to do that before they buy, before they opt in, before they collaborate. They want to know who you are before they actually talk to you. And you shouldn't take that from someone, because think about it. If you was on the receiving end, wouldn't you want that for yourself? Right. And so it's just proper branding, proper credibility, proper influence that keep you relevant. And that involves social media. Number 5, you need to stay flexible. Yes, if something isn't working, you need to be willing to adjust it. I don't care how hard you are in, how much you invested in it. I don't care how much you love this particular thing. If you see that it is not working, don't keep doing it. You need to either do one or two things. Stop it, whatever it is, or you need to adjust it to make it better. If it's something that you can adjust. There are so many things that I did over the years, different products, services, and based upon, I thought it was the best thing. We did our team meeting. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, this is going to help. I know the audience is going to love this particular whatever. And then when we put it out there, they did not gravitate towards it. They gravitated towards something else that we did that I didn't even think was going to be that big, right? And so what I had to do, even though I love that particular thing, I pulled it. I pulled that product. I pulled that service off the marketplace, because our audience let you know what they want and what they don't want. And guess what? They didn't want that particular thing, even though I thought it was amazing. They didn't want it. Okay. And so you have to not be so hooked on a certain way of doing something, a certain product or service that you offer, that when you get the results back from your audience, or your customer or client base that they don't want it, you don't need to take it personal. You just need to work on what they do want or improve it and adjust it so that it will be appealing to them. So let me give you a quote. A man named Charles Darwin, he said, "It is not the strongest species that survive, but the one most responsive to change." Let me say that again. It is not the strongest species that survive, but the ones most responsive to change. What does that mean? What was Charles Darwin trying to say? Let me give you an example. Think about the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs was the strongest species of that time. But yet in 2025, where do we see dinosaurs? They don't exist anymore. Why? Is because their species could not adapt to the climate change and the things in the environment. So therefore, they died out. They became extinct. Do not allow your business, your podcast, your TV show, your ingenuity, your brand, your influence to become extinct because you're not willing to change and adjust and pivot when necessary. Okay? You're not willing to learn. You're not willing to expand. Don't be like that. Hey, Dr. Joe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sending prayers up, Dr. Joe, sending prayers up. Thank you for hopping on. So make sure that you are responsive and you adjust when necessary. And that goes into any aspect of your life, okay? So that you know, I'm going to give you a scripture before I go now. Now, you know how I do it. So the scripture of today is Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let me say that again. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What does that mean? It means that you need to make sure that you are renewing and transforming yourself every single day. Every single day. You need to look for ways to expand your knowledge, to expand every aspect, not just business, but yourself personally as well. Being willing to renew your mind, being willing to become 1% better every single day. That is how I was able to stay relevant, keep my skills going, my brand and my influence over all these years. I've been on social media ever since 2009. Okay. I have seen platforms come and I have seen platforms go. I have been doing social media since 2009. I did not take it seriously in 2009. So I'm going to keep it real with you. I didn't see the value. I didn't understand why people want to come online and start talking and posting their business and everything like that. Or I didn't get it because I'm a very personable, private person. So I didn't get it. Then 2013, I had the desire that I was pulled to the side by one of my friends and they was like, you need to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, people not going to listen to me. I'm not going wasting my time getting on YouTube now, you know, and I don't know what people going to say, how they're going to react and yada, 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 all the excuses, right? But I wanted to help homeschooling parents de-stress the homeschooling process. So I started my YouTube channel. That was one of many YouTube channels that I have. And I started seeing that it made an impact. It was really helping people, just sharing my experience, helping them through the whole process of homeschooling and everything like that. Even the mindset development that you need to have behind transition from public school to homeschool, being a public educator to a home educator, right? And so I noticed that my audience was getting built. It just, everything started growing. People start following me from YouTube. Then they start coming and following me on Facebook. They start looking for me on all these social media platforms. And so what I'm telling you is that I had to learn to adapt. I had to learn to pivot. I had to learn to use what people use in order to get the message across and make it easy and safe for people to be able to connect, however it is that they want to connect. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is social media. One of the most powerful ways to do that is social media. Why? Is because social media right now, just on Facebook alone, Facebook has over I think it's like 1 billion people every month that is on the platform, that is actively using the platform every single month. And you over here complaining about no one seeing my business, no one buying my product or service, nobody doing this, nobody want to invest in my podcast, or no one want to be on my podcast. Are you really using what God allowed you to have? I know social media can be a dark place sometimes. We talk about using it for positivity, for uplifting, to uplift, to build, to make a positive impact. We have to stop letting preconceived notions about the negative side of stuff stop us from doing the positive things. You cannot control what other people do on social media. Yes, it's a lot of nefarious people on social media. But you can't allow those bad apples, those bad seeds to stop you from what you know you're supposed to be doing. And social media has been such a great tool for me to use. And I use it in a positive, productive way, a way that you should be using it as well. You'll see me speaking like this on audio. Then you'll see me on video. You'll see me on video later on tonight, doing about 9:30 with KBBU, because I teach at a business school. And then you're going to see CTR Media Network TV. Our episode going to air Monday at 5:55 p.m. You're going to see me on video then. So then you're going to see me posting regular posts with photos and graphics and words, and you're going to see me doing a variety of different things. What I want you to understand is that you have this in your hands right now. Okay? Use social media for the good. Use social media to share your gifts, skills, and talents in a way that will be beneficial to the people who are listening, but also it can lead them into whatever it is that you do with your business. I give out a lot of free content, but I also have paid services. Okay? And so this is one great marketing tool that most small to medium business owners, I'm going to speak to small business owners right now, that you're not using. And if you are using it, you're not using it right. You're not using it right. And I need you to get out of your own way. I need you to start putting yourself out there. One of the main reasons why first of all, the main reason why I'm thriving and growing and creating and still relevant and still here after all these years is because of God. First of all, give him the honor, glory, and the praise. Second of all, is because I'm consistent and I show up. And third of all, people watch you longer for a long time before they opt in to do whatever it is that you're asking them to do for a paid service. That's just how it go. That's just how it go. I have people that have been watching me for years that I had no idea that's been watching me. One person told me just last week, I've been watching you for 3 years and I have been meaning to reach out because I want to work with you. And it took me all the way to now. Another person reached out last week, said, I've been watching you ever since 2018. I've been a fan of the Tina Ramsey show and what you're doing with CTR Media Network and everything like that, right? What you're doing with the homeschooling community. I was there in your co-founded group when it was just 3,000 people and now it's 25,000. I said, well, what made you, after all these years of just following, taking in the information, what made you decide to reach out for help with whatever it is that you need help with? They said, I was impressed because I saw your growth. I was impressed because I didn't ever see you give up. I was impressed because you are very transparent. You let us know the wins and also the things that are not that you feel like you lost. But I look at losses as just an opportunity to learn more. to get better. Okay. And so we saw you grow from 1 follower all the way to over 100,000 subscribers. We saw you go from, we saw you just evolve over time. So never underestimate the work that you're doing right now. People are watching. Some of my biggest collaborative opportunities with contracts and different things came from them being a fan of what I was doing first, them being a follower, being connected to me on LinkedIn. It actually opened up doors for people to hire me to be a public speaker. It opened up the door for me to get, oh my gosh, so many different awards. It opened the door for very expansive collaborations that lasted years. It opened up scholarship opportunities, grants, all kind of things, because people was able to track me. They was able to see not only my back end stuff with paper, with what you got set up for your business, but most importantly, they was able to see my social media. I'm very visible. They was able to see that. Okay. Finding out that a lot of people on their team and staff, that they became our sponsor for the network. They've been following us for years, and they saw the growth. They saw it, and they said, we want to invest in your, this is what my last sponsor told me. I said, well, what made you decide to invest this type of money into CTR? It said, because we've been watching you and we want to be a part of your growth. That's what they said. We saw you when you was falling forward. We saw you kept getting up. When we didn't even have everything like we really wanted it. We start something and we couldn't finish it because it just wasn't right. Making good investments, making bad investments. We just kept on coming back, being relentless. Get knocked down, come back even harder. And they said, we love that. And we know if we invest in your business, if we become your sponsor, that same work ethic, we want to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. We want to be a part of that growth. It's going to help us. It's a win-win. So I need you on today to have the courage and the boldness. If you are currently not using social media, if you have a podcast and your podcast do not have its own place, meaning named after your podcast, if your podcast is the Tina Ramsey Show, well, I'm not going to use myself for example. If your podcast is thisismypodcast.com or whatever, and you don't even have This Is My Podcast Facebook page, then you need to get off this live today and create a podcast page, Facebook page for your show. Or your podcast or your TV show. You need to do the exact same thing if you have a business. You should have one for your personal, one for your business, because they work together. And that's what most people won't tell you. It's like peanut butter jelly, meatballs and spaghetti. Your personal page and your business page work together. It's like their own personal funnels. Okay? Your personal page for people to get to know you personally, and you can put some business stuff on there, but your business page can be totally all business all the time because people know it's a business page. Excuse me. But anyway, I just need you to get out of your own way and stop holding yourself back, okay? Social media has been one of the key factors that have opened up many, many doors and continuously opened up doors for me down to this day, using a free platform that actually helped me make income, lasting income, continuous income. And I'm not talking about being paid from the platforms. That's just one stream. I'm talking about people finding you and hiring you and purchasing your services and everything. That's what I'm talking about. Do not miss your opportunity. Do not misuse this opportunity, because it is an opportunity. Okay, so on that note, you guys have a good day. I want you to stay relevant. I want you to keep building up your skills. I want your brands and your influence to stay up to date. I want you to constantly improve yourself every single day. I need you to stay ahead. And how you can stay ahead, you need to download the CTR Media Network app today, because we can help you stay and help you stay evolved and help you grow, because we're talking about marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, careers, homeschooling. I mean, we talk about the whole gamut with all of our amazing top award recipients. Yes, all of our content creators are top notch, and they are really, really good at what they do. They're past good at what they do. And I need you to go ahead and lock in and make sure that you not only follow them on CTR Media Network, but most importantly, go to our YouTube channel, our homepage, and I need you to look at all the shows that are currently on CTR Media Network right now. And I want you to go and click every single one of those and subscribe to their YouTube channels. Why? Is because they also put out additional information that is not on the platform. That is their way of giving back even more to you. So you're going to see their content on CTR Media Network, but they also do exclusive content that are on their YouTube channels as well that we don't put on CTR. So don't miss anything. Make sure to hit that subscribe notification bell. Follow them on all social media platforms as well as CTR Media Network, because I actually give extra information. We all do. We do that for a reason. Okay. In this season, you will not get left behind if you start using what is available to you. And this is the season. So I will talk to you guys later, tomorrow, not later. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.
Well, you have any closing remarks before we head out?
Y'all, please support the movement of CTR Media Network. I'm telling you, being a part of this amazing media family, I can't go wrong, right? They have the support. They support us in all that we do. If we have questions, they take the time out to advise and mentor. So definitely check out the different plethora of shows that are on the network. I promise you, and I'm not saying this because I'm part of the family, but I promise you, you will be uplifted, inspired, educated, motivated, all the good stuff that we all need to carry ourselves out through the day. So definitely go check it out, y'all.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate you.